Special edition of Seahawks today as we bring you breaking news at this hour. The Los Angeles Rams and Bobby Wagner have mutually agreed to part ways, making the former Seahawk now a free agent after just one season with the Los Angeles Rams. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us as we react to this news, which certainly makes things interesting. Is there an opening for Bobby Wagner to make a return to the Seattle Seahawks? Let's first and foremost just look at the resume of Bobby Wagner. It's pretty impressive, right? I mean, a six-time first-team All-Pro back in 2014 to 2016 to 2020, eight-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion with Seattle, drafted by the Seahawks back in 2012, and spent just one season with the Los Angeles Rams. The resume speaks for itself. And last season, the Seahawks looked like they were headed towards full-on rebuild mode, and they were moving on from Bobby Wagner to save salary-wise. But that Seahawks team ended up surprising a lot of people this past year, making the postseason. But even with doing so, they clearly made a mistake in moving on from Bobby Wagner. Not only was the defense and the linebacking unit in particular really struggling this past year, but you looked at what Bobby Wagner did in Los Angeles, and he had an incredible season. He still has a lot left in the tank as one of the best linebackers in the NFL. It was a bad call at the end of the day to move on from Bobby Wagner last year. Now, we have talked about this possibility. I've heard from a lot of Seahawks fans over the last few weeks and say, do you think we could bring Bobby back? Is this a possibility? They need him, and Bobby is looking to move elsewhere. Well, here's the deal. Before anything else happens of possibly bringing Bobby Wagner back, the truth of the matter is that things did not end pretty, and Bobby took it personal. You don't have to do very much of a Google search to find the comments that he said when he left. He did not like the way things were handled and the way that he was, sent off to the pasture of some sorts when he was cut and left to free agency, and he took that personal. So if the Seahawks are going to bring Bobby Wagner back, they're going to have to make peace, and they're going to have to humble themselves essentially and say, look, Bobby, we need you. We love you. Can you come home? Can you help us out in this situation? Because when you look at this Seahawks team, we'll show you here in just a second, they could use Bobby Wagner right now. I can tell you that much. So get your votes in before we dive into these statistics and look at everything that this means for the Seahawks. Here's your chance to share your thoughts. Bring back Bobby Wagner, Seattle. Are you all in? If you are, say, hell yeah. If you're not in on this possibility, say hell no. Let me know which way you're feeling, one way or the other. You want Bobby Wagner back in true Chat Sports fashion. Type HY for hell yes. If not, type HN for hell no and let me know. Folks, this is why you subscribe. Look, I was just getting ready to wrap up, call it a weekend, but then this news broke, and I said, look, we got to talk about this on the Seahawks channel. We got to do our part to get the message out there that we want Bobby Wagner back in Seattle, baby. So we're built different like no one else is. If you love your Seattle Seahawks, you want more Seahawks coverage, this is the place to be. When the Seahawks make a move or a potential move happens, we're going to be all over it here on Seahawks Today. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Absolutely free. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Subscribe today. You'll be glad you did. Let's be honest here. Let's be real with y'all. The Seahawks could badly use Bobby Wagner. Look, and to me, this is not even about Cody Barton. Remember, we said all last year, Jordyn Brooks looked good, but Cody Barton was struggling for most of last season as your number two inside linebacker, right? And now you have Jordyn Brooks, who had that ACL injury that he suffered at the end of last year. We don't know the timetable of when Jordyn Brooks' return is going to be and what his status is. And so not only are you talking about, hey, Jordyn Brooks needs a running partner that's not Cody Barton, but you don't even know if Jordyn Brooks is there. So I'm looking at Bobby Wagner. I'm saying, yeah, you come in, you're going to get playing time. Let's pair you back up with Jordyn Brooks when he gets healthy. Let's get the band back together again and make this work. To me, this makes sense. It makes too much sense because Bobby Wagner still has something left. He's a Seahawk through and through. It was still weird seeing him in a Rams uniform last year. I want to make this happen. Look at the statistics last year, and the last four seasons for that matter. 140 tackles, 10 TFLs, 2 pass breakups, and 2 sacks. there with the LA Rams. Back when he was with the Seahawks in 2021, 170 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 5 pass breakups, and 1 interception. I mean, this guy was a tackling machine. You go back 2019, 159 tackles as well. He is all over the place. And with the questions of Jordyn Brooks' status, your leading tackler, someone else has got to pick up the load. I got the perfect guy for you in Bobby Wagner to do just that. And then you talk about coverage, okay? This is where you look at the statistics for Bobby Wagner, and you see, look at this, folks. The completion percentage, 68.8%. Close to 69%. Nice, right? Yards, 359. 2 touchdowns he was able to score defensively. 2 interceptions and 5 pass breakups. That's a linebacker putting those statistics together. I love what I've seen from Bobby Wagner, and I know that the focus for the Seahawks when it comes to this offseason and trying to improve the defense and get a little bit better, one of the things they're going to look at is run defense. But it doesn't hurt that Bobby Wagner's specialty is, in particular, what he does in pass defense either here. To me, this feels like a natural fit here. Now, here's the other factor in all this. The reason why Bobby Wagner ultimately wanted to move on from this LA Rams team is that he was sold a bag of goods that they would be a contending team, that they would be competing to get back to the Super Bowl where they are at just the year prior. This year was a very bad year for the LA Rams. It was one of the worst hangovers I've ever seen after a Super Bowl, okay? And so this Rams team has a lot of questions about their future with Aaron Donald and Sean McVay and Matt Stafford, Jalen Ramsey. How much longer are those guys going to be around? And so with Bobby wanting to be on a contending team, here's the deal. The Seattle Seahawks are a lot closer than the LA Rams are. And with as weak as the NFC is right now, you have the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys. Seattle's right there. I think there is no reason why the Seahawks cannot be a top 3 or 4 team in the NFC next year. The NFC is very weak. It's wide open. I think the Seahawks are right up there with some of the best teams in the NFL. And if you're looking to be on a contender, come back to Seattle. And the future is bright with this organization. We've seen John Schneider say he wants to build a Super Bowl caliber roster this year. Bobby, here's your opportunity. And we've talked about it the last couple days. They are just a couple pieces away from having an elite defense again. Bobby, come on back. Come on back. Let's bring an elite defense to the Seattle Seahawks. Folks, when you talk Bobby Wagner, you get excited. You think about all those great memories over the years of what he was a part of with this organization. Here's what I want you to do in the comments section. Let's show our best to Bobby Wagner. Let's make him hear us wherever he's at in that YouTube comments section and show some love to Bobby Wagner. Tell me your favorite Bobby Wagner memory that comes to mind of his time. And hopefully we're talking about him coming back to Seattle here in 2023. You can follow me on social media where producer Sam Brown is following me, and everyone else should be there too. He says I say the same read every time. So here's the deal. Follow me on social media, and if you tweet me, then I'll retweet you. As long as there's not profanity or anything like that. Just tweet me on social media, and I would love to hear from you. Also on Instagram, Facebook as well at Tyler Jones Live. I'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today. Thanks for joining us.